Hello everybody, this is Sarah from Sarah's Emporium, here to do our March 2022 reading. And I just want to say hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is something I do kind of like on the side, shall we say. I have a store, spiritual store that I run, and this is just something that I've wanted to do for a while. I've been doing it for over a year now. I've cut down to just a month, but I thought with the month and doing like 3 separate piles, pick-a-piles for everybody, makes it more accessible for everybody instead of just doing weekly 3-card draws. So this way it makes it more, what's the word? Special. Like it's for you guys specifically. So if you pick a certain pile, you know, it'll be more like in tuned for you. You know, like intuitively you pick this pile because. It doesn't mean that they're all gonna be matching up to what's going on with you, but it will, you know, be better zoned in for your energy. So, anyway, so that's what we're doing today. We're doing a pick a card, or pick a pile reading, and I found these cards. I was at a Five Below, and I'd seen these over in their little fitness section. I thought they were really cute. They're like daily, what's called Make Today Magical positive affirmation card sets, and I figured these would be really good for people who like to have something to meditate with. So you'd say an affirmation. So whatever pile suits you best, you know, please take this and utilize these affirmations into your meditation. Even if you are doing something else, something mindless, you know, this is something that you can totally put into your routine. Like say you're running or walking or something like that, and you're not with anybody else, but all of a sudden something comes up, or your brain just kind of goes blank or whatever. You can be like, I'm a beautiful soul, right? And you can just keep saying that. I am wise and humble. I am energized by my passion. That'll be really good for the exercise one. Yeah, anyway, so that's what we have. So these are the piles. So I am, number 1, I am a beautiful soul. Number 2, I am wise and humble. And then number 3, I am energized by my passion. And we're going to be focusing on anything. It's general. There is no set theme for this month. The only thing that I changed was the color of my background to kind of go with spring and green, and we're coming into new. So the only cards I have are Harvest Plant Base. And I forgot to pick out a card for clarifiers, or deck for clarifying. And it might just be, I don't really want to use this one yet. You know what? I'll use this one. So most of the decks that I use are listed in my show notes. That way, if anybody does do readings, they can, you know, you guys can pick this stuff up pretty. Most of the decks I use are mass market, so some of them are easier to get than others because of pre-orders and stuff, like this one. This one is the Mystical Melodies tarot, and it's like rubber hose. It's really cute. So this is going to be our clarifiers. I'm using the Prisma Visions deck for our tarot readings. Okay, so let's take a moment. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need to. And there's going to be the choices of pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And when you have decided, you can move on to that pile. If you're going to be with pile 1, just stick around for 1 second, and we'll start working on that one. Okay, hi pile, or guys who pick pile number 1. I always say pile number 1, but that's not what you are. You're not pile number 1. You are a beautiful soul. So please take that with you. I am a beautiful soul. Okay, we're going to take a look at what is going on with your chakras this month. And it looks like we're going to be dealing with I believe that is the Earth Star. So I'll just take a quick look. Actually, I think that just might be the crown chakra. Yep, that's the crown chakra. And meditation. So that's actually really cool because you have something to use as a mantra. I am beautiful. I am a beautiful soul, excuse me. You can shorten it too. There's no right or wrong with that, as long as you're not being hard on yourself. Alright, so your crown chakra, that is the absolute top of your head. And it's telling you that you need to be more mindful. You need to be centered in your mind. You need to be at the present. So meditation can be hard for people because a lot of times people think that they need to be still, and you need to put like this pose right here, like she is in the sitting position with, she's doing the mudra, hand mudras. I'm terrible with that, I apologize. Which you don't have to. There's nothing saying that you actually have to sit like that. You can lay down. You can sit straight in a chair with your feet on the floor, which is what a lot of practices do, because when you place your feet square on the floor, you are grounding yourself, which is vitally important for the stillness of meditation, if that's what you're trying to accomplish. So see how she's sitting up straight, and so she has a straight point going forward. So let's see what the book has to say. So most people find it challenging to clear their minds for meditation. This is fine. Over time, it will become easier. The best way to work with the crazy mind is to focus gently on the breathing, which gives the mind something to do. Another great option is to work with a mantra like this, I'm a beautiful soul, and or sound. Another good tool is to use, these are called mala. So this is actually my personal prayer beads, and what you would do, there's 108 beads on here, the sacred number. and you would say your mantra. So you would be like, I am a beautiful soul. 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 It gives you something to keep your mind on, and it reaffirms what your affirmation is. So it's very, it's a good tool. Especially I have one of those crazy brains where, I'm trying to sit still, but I have like a million things that my mind wants to think about. So for me, this is one of those, and it's you keep going along until you reach the guru bead. It's called, the one with the tassels, and then you can either continue on, which you just flip it around and continue on, or you could stop depending on how much meditation you really want. So with that, let's see, where was I? Okay, or sound. It's about finding a way that works for you, one that allows you to go within to find the stillness and experience sacred time for yourself. Whichever way works best for you, make sure you practice meditation every day, as it will bring an abundance of healing and positive energy to your world. Pulling this card today can also highlight that the answers you are searching for at this time will come to you through meditation. As you take the time to practice meditation, you will awaken and receive the answer to your question. So that's another good point, is that this is the crown chakra is also the point of opening up, where source can actually contact you and help you through whatever you're going through. So I wouldn't skip on meditation this month. I think that might be actually really good for you to practice with. And you can go on YouTube like you are here, and you can actually find guided meditations. I offer guided meditation on my website. It's actually under my podcast page on my website, which the links and stuff are always on in the description box, and that can help you out as well. So I think that even if you were to do like 1 minute a day of just like feeling yourself breathe in and breathe out, and focus on your breathing, and then build yourself up from that, you'd be on the road to doing this every day if you needed or wanted to, or if you slip up, you shouldn't hate yourself for it. Anyway, and then here's another affirmation. I meditate with ease and grace, and my heart awakens to the divine peace of my soul. So peace as in Peace, not piece of. So that's another good one. I meditate with ease and grace, and my heart awakens to the divine peace of my soul. So that's good. So there's something going on where you need to settle your mind. There might be something on your mind. That's why you're here, right? So this will be good for you to find your presence, be in the presence, and like calm yourself down. These are still pretty crazy times, and we can't let our brains start to go into a tumble ground of whatever it wants to. Ego can't be in control at this moment, so you got to take the control back. All right. So let's lighten up the mood a little bit, and let's see what our dragon is for the month of March. Ooh, you got grape jelly dragon, and it's great. Childlike. Now, I remember grape jelly, peanut butter jelly sandwiches a lot. As a kid, I don't like them anymore. I really am not a jelly fan. I'm not a jam fan either, so I apologize to anybody who loves their jam and jellies. It's just not, I'm not really a cooked fruit person, and that's kind of a cooked fruit. Just, I don't know. I liked my fluff. I live up in New England, so Fluffernutters are the bomb. Like, they're the best. Alright, so childlike. And that's exactly what I think of when I think of grape jelly, is childlike. Alright, so the grape jelly dragon reminds you to be playful. Now is a good time to revert to some childlike behavior. Look for a mud puddle to jump in. Seek out a tree to scramble up. The world may be weighing you down, so it is time to let your child self out. Grab a coloring book and some bold colors. Coloring outside the lines is highly recommended. So with the whole meditation thing, you're being asked to relax about things. Like, just take a moment out, give yourself a breather. I have, I don't think I have it on my desk, but I have a coloring book that's like geometric shapes. And I love it because there is no rhyme or reason. You can color in the lines, out of the lines, make a whole nother shape if you want to, you know, for that creativity factor. And I think that's really important for a person who has an unsteady brain, who's thinking about everything, to also focus on something else creative, you know. So that's cute. Let's see what this is the Universal Folk Oracle. So let's see what she has to say. Joy, affirmation, surroundings, light, and beauty. Yeah. So you need to relax your mind. Realize that everything can't be serious all the time, and find the joy. So the affirmation, which is going along with the whole meditation theme, your surroundings, the light and beauty that are all around you. So you have to look at the bright side. This card is basically just telling you you need to remind yourself that there is still good around. Yeah. Bring joy and rejoicing into your day. There is so much to be happy about and grateful for. If at once it is not obvious, go deeper and find the peace within you. So right in here is where you're going to take your meditation to that level. You're going to find the peace within you on that. Allow gentle awareness to come to the forefront, experiencing itself through your surroundings. At first there is a smile, an acknowledgement, and then the deepest sense of joy. Life is good. So that's very sweet. And just, reaffirming that, you need to quiet your brain. Okay, let's take a look at the tarot for you this March. Let's see, we got Page of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the conflict. This isn't really between you and anyone else. This is really all about you and your conflict within yourself right now. Put that there. You are a beautiful soul. Okay, so with that, I think that you just need to relax your mind with the conflicts that are going on with yourself right now. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is kind of like at the beginning stages of their development. They are analyzing and they're scoping out the fruit of the labor. There is a little bit of entanglement though. So they're learning, they're growing, but it's not without without a little bit of little trip ups here and there, which is okay. And that's what's going to happen in the beginning of our process, right? So then the Seven of Pentacles is really taking the patience and taking time to learn this, okay? So I really think that this is your centerpiece this month, okay? Really owning and honing in on your practice of meditation. And once that's all figured out, or you're starting to get used to it, then you'll be able to really hone in and take in that fruits of all the labor that you are doing, learning the process, realizing that the conflict is not anywhere but within you, and you need to let that go, right? So this is a really good in-depth reading, I think. It's a lot of yellows and oranges, which is really cool. I'm trying to remember. It's like optimism. Yeah, it's very joyful. The conflict, it's not that great, but once you figure that out, I think you'll be okay. Yeah, because everything else looks really, really good. So that's all I have for you this month. Please leave a comment down below if any of this resonated with you, if you have any tricks of the meditation process that you would like to share. Yeah, so click like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next month. All right, bye. All right, hi pile number 2, or people who have picked pile number 2. I'm going to try to get out of the habit of saying pile number 2 because you guys are not the piles. You are wise and humble. I am wise and humble. If you happen to see pile number 1, they had a great reading with that involved meditation and affirmations. So this is part of that. These cards are something that I had picked up at, I think I already said this in the intro, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but this is great for meditation or affirmations, something to help you boost your confidence. I am wise and humble, so if you're feeling that you are lack of, know that you are not, okay? Cheery. Alright, so let's take a look at your chakra that needs a little bit of help this March. Okay, so we have balance, the root chakra. And right off the bat, I can tell that there needs to be more balance in your life. You are doing a lot of giving and lack of taking coming your way. So it is a constant battle that we all seem to fall into, where we do more or less of something than the other. That's the opposite of what it is. So when we do more of work and less of play, if it comes to doing more for someone and not expecting anything from that person, that's kind of the same idea. Expecting something from somebody is not to be arrogant about it, but say if you lent somebody something, you would expect the same kind of generosity from that person. So like back in the day, people would borrow sugar, eggs, whatever from their neighbor, right? So you wouldn't, you would expect the same in return, So if you were to give to somebody because they were short, you know, you should be able to expect to go over their house and for them to help you out as well, right? So once you find where the balance is required, take action and positive steps to allow the natural flow to occur. There is an old saying that too much of a good thing is not always the best medicine. Balance is the key. It's time to let go and stop pushing or trying too hard. Surrender and allow balance to bless your life. This card can also indicate that balance may already be present and you have been taking the right steps to allow it to flow into your world. So another good affirmation, that's what I love about this particular deck, is that they have affirmations as well. So it's saying, I am balanced in all aspects of my life. I am balanced in all aspects of my life. And that's something that's great to remind yourself. Like if you find yourself working more than what you should be doing, you can always just pipe up with that little, I am balanced in all aspects of my life. And remind yourself, why you need to have this balance of work and play, work and home. I mean, I know with the whole, I don't know because I never had to forego Zoom meetings. Thankfully, I left the corporate world before that became a thing. But Zoom meetings and Zoom meetings being done in your home office is such a hard, or even working from home can be a very hard thing to manage. Manage as in the sense of finding the balance between the work time and the home time. There's more things that can take you away from work that are around your house, because there's so many things that if you were at your office you wouldn't be looking at. So it's like out of sight, out of mind, right? So it's definitely something to, if you are still in that type of environment, it's very hard to get that work home balance. Sorry, I had to grab a little bit of water. All right, so let's take a look at our dragon for this month. Okay, that is the Carrot Dragon. I haven't had him come up in a long time. And I mean, I don't use this deck that often. I love it because it's so unique and cute, but the Carrot definitely is a new one for me. It says observe, and that kind of just makes sense with the, carrots are good for your eyes. You can actually see these are not necessarily Queen Anne's lace. Queen Anne's lace is actually a type of a carrot, a wild carrot. But these are what the blooms can be on certain types of carrots. So that's super cute. Alright, so the meaning of the Carrot Dragon is a keen observer of life. If this dragon has flown into your life, you are being told to watch with clear eyes. There is much that could obscure your field of vision. Study your surroundings to mark any significant change. While we don't all use our sight in the same way, this is a reminder to extend your senses outward. Contemplate how you affect your world. Contemplate how you affect your world. Okay. So, within the balance aspect, yeah, there's a lot of observing that needs to be done. You need to take a look at where you need to be focusing and finding that initial balance with what you're doing. So it might not even be the example I gave with the home work from home type of thing, or school from home, type of thing. It could be just finding the balance of what you do in general. So maybe you do too much of one thing, where you need to, not indulge as much, right? So definitely want to keep an eye on that and observe where you could use that change, do that change. All right, so now let's take a look at our Universal Folk Oracle. I'm trying to make sure I say this word right. I'm probably going to get it wrong, but I just love this picture right here. It's a lovely little Egyptian thing going on. I believe that says sovereign. Ascension, transformation, visualization, and sacred. So I would like to think that she is a priestess of sorts. She might even be the best priestess of the Egyptian culture. So ascension, transformation, visualization, and sacred. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, so right here it does say, young woman walks the banks of the Nile Delta and rests in the swaying papyrus. She drinks an elixir of lapis lazuli to stimulate a connection with the ancients, drawing on their compassion and inner truth. Looking into the eyes of her sacred cat companion mirrors the gaze of Hathor and Isis to ask for assistance and divine knowing. You will be required to go deep today and honor every part of your ongoing transformation. Allow assistance to come forth. Spend time with the old ones and wise ways. Call upon the ascended masters and know you walk hand in hand. You may find powerful healing comes from such visualization, a ritual just now. So let's see, how do we put this into a balancing situation, right? So we have ascension, transformation, visualization, and the sacredness of it all. Okay, so you're going to be observing, which is a form of visualization, and what you need to be balancing out, which is a form of transformation, right? So it could be another deep cycle for you to really, really, really look into why you're having a hard time balancing, right? So, call on your ancestors. Look at your cat, like, know that there is an answer in there, and know that even if you are ignoring the truth, it's going to come about, right? So it's better to just work with what you got going on versus ignoring it and just letting it stay out of balance and totally chaotic, right? So, all right, let's take a look at the tarot. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Star in reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Alright, cool. So the Three of Pentacles is normally about collaboration, change, structure. You are master of your trade, right? As this guy is here. He is building the wall, and he actually doesn't look like he has his eyes open. Yeah. So, but it's in reverse, so there's a little bit of a challenge with reaching out to people, having them understand why you need to have this balance. Maybe you feel that it's, if you say something, then, your boss might get mad, or your significant other might get mad, that you have to be doing the work. But as the star here, you can't. Oh, that's actually really cool. I just noticed that. She's actually, it's like a little woman there being held up by the flowers. Just flying with the flowers. And so, sorry. I lost my train of thought. So you need to reach out to somebody as well as with the observing and knowing where you need to find your balance. And don't be afraid to talk about it, because it's not something, it's something that everybody is dealing with, right? So it's not just you. Everybody's kind of going through this right now. We're trying to get back to normal, but we were definitely distracted because we were so used to being a certain way, and then everything shut down, and now we're trying to go back to the way it was. But unfortunately, that's not the answer. We're not going to ever go back to normal. Normal. So finding out and figuring out how you can find that balance again. Reach out to people, okay? Know that there is a way around that, okay? And once you've reached out and you started observing, you start to understand, that you need to work with other people and observe why you're losing your balance, you're going to have more opportunities coming about. Within that, you're going to start to see things starting to flow better and being balanced. Yeah? So that's what the Ace of Pentacles is all about. It's about potential. It's about manifestation. It's about that door is open, right? So this is the end game. Once you find the balance and once you find your truth and your hopes, and you start working with, and understanding that you need to work with other people, master what you're doing, you're going to have that door of opportunity opening up for you. Yeah. Okay, so that is it for you guys. This was pile number 2. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and yeah, and all my links for readings and whatnot are down below in the description bar, and I will see you guys next month. Okay, bye. All right, hi pile number 3. Anybody who picked pile number 3, hi, how are you? I'm trying to get out of pile number 3. You are people who picked pile number 3. Here is your affirmation. I am energized by my passion. I am energized by my passion. So these are like little affirmations that you can say during your meditation time time out time, anytime you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, you know, you can just go ahead and say this a couple times. I am energized by my passion. If you have something that you really are passionate about that you're working on, you know, and you're feeling frustrated, this is definitely, I am energized by the passion of what I do. Okay. So let's take a look at your chakra that you'll need to be focused on this month. It is your sacral. Yeah, your sacral chakra. That's all about creativity. It's actually one of my favorite cards. It's actually one of my favorite chakras. I dabble a lot with art and stuff, and I love the whole thing about drawing and the visual arts and, you know, music, everything like that. So when you get a card like this, it's telling you that you need to be, you need to find creativity in your life. Okay, so it's time to use your imagination more. Okay, when you have time and you use your imagination, you are actually tapping into the other, like the dream world. You know, our dreams are just a manifestation of our brain creating a scenario for us to work through, right? So it's something that we see already, that we've seen already in our previous time here. I want to say past lives. I don't know why, but I feel like for you, there's something that you need to be tapping into with your past life. Yeah, because when we're in our dream world, when we're dreaming, we tend to pick up pieces of our previous lives. So if it's something that you are working through in your life now, it could be there could be like residual energies from a previous life. I fully believe in past life, reincarnation and all that stuff. I've actually had stories stated. I told my mother when I was 5 that I had died from mushroom poisoning, which is another fascinating thing for me about mushrooms. But so I had given her a date and everything, and I looked up the date, and it was actually around the potato famine time. So it was like, it just like confirmed, how real this is. And when you're a young child, you're still fresh to this world. So you have the memories of a previous life before you grow up and you start living as an adult or as, a human being supposed to. So every once in a while, it's great to tap back into the creativity and your imagination and your previous life scenario to help go through things that are going on in your life, right? So right here it says, a bounty of creative energy is at your fingertips. What do you love to create? What makes your heart sing? What have you dreamed of always doing? Now is the time to dance into the creative flow of your soul and the universe. Whatever your heart is calling you to do, make sure to get those creative juices flowing, as it could bring joy and healing to your world. Yeah. So that was a little bit long for that. But it just seems so weird, like, your past lives, it seems so embedded in what you are trying to work with. And creativity does not mean just drawing or painting or any of that stuff. It could be writing, it could be music. It could be, obviously, poetry's in the writing. It could be photography, I love all that type of stuff. You could be a collage person, like you like making scrapbooks and stuff like that. So creativity is anything that you create, right? Anything that comes out of your brain, imagination wise or otherwise, it's very, very important to be able to tap into that stuff. So let's take a look at your dragon for this month, your garden dragon. We have the garlic dragon, and it says boundaries. Can't really see what it says, but there we go. So it says boundaries, which is kind of interesting because garlic has this stigma to it about it being good against the vampires, which is kind of ominous because garlic's actually really good for your blood. It helps your blood flow better, and actually if you eat too much garlic and you take blood thinners, that's actually not a good idea to eat a lot of garlic with that, because then you might bleed out if you got a cut or something, because it'll be too thin that it won't thicken up and create a scab. So anyway, so for the garlic dragon to show up, you must ask yourself where you are not respecting boundaries. These could be in your own boundaries, where you are allowing others to take advantage of you. You might also review your own actions to see if you have inadvertently crossed someone's limits. If there seems to be a pungent smell within an existing relationship, it could be that one or both have disrespected the expressed parameters of that friendship. Use caution here. Okay, so it's not really tying into the creativity part, but I find that this to be fascinating in the sense of you might be having issues with a friend. So I'm going to actually pop into the mystical melodies really quick and see where that boundary is at right now. Where is that boundary at? Alright, so there is a block with manifestation right now. Okay. So this could be work related. You got the little gray cloud. He's excited about it, but again, it's in reverse, so that's not always a good thing. Let's see. Queen of Swords, you're having a hard time talking about what is bothering you, which kind of goes along with these boundaries. So it could be work related. And that's stifling your ability to be creative. Yep, okay. That makes sense. So I would talk to your boss, possibly a female, and talk to them about creating a boundary. Now, this is funny because the last pile, there was a lot of talk. We were talking about balance because that was their chakra for this month. And a lot of work-home balance was an issue. And you seem to be having a boundary issue as well. So whatever the potentials are, again, I feel it is work-related. You need to be talking to your boss and they need to, maybe it's not a female, I think maybe you are, you're having a hard time, speaking your truth, and that's a huge blocker for you to be able to be creative, because you're spending way too much time worrying about your work, and you're not being able to be as open and creative as you want to be. Okay, so that's what the garlic dragon is telling us. Okay, so definitely something that you need to be bringing to your boss's attention. So let's move on to these wonderful universal folk oracle, and we have kinship, teamwork, connection, sharing, and support. Well, isn't that kind of funny? So once you get that barrier broken up, you can create this kind of unity with people, right? So let's see what kinship. I love that I'm getting like all these lower cards this time. Let's see. Like-minded people may appear today, or this month, enjoy those who bring joy and remind you that we are all part of the oneness. Bring awareness to that recognition in others. Cherish shared moments and remember that the greatest lessons come from the differing views. In true enjoyment of others, there is recognition that we are a part of the oneness, the endless and the nameless. Enjoy those who kindle the flames of recognition and kinship today. Feel the connection with your fellow beings and go forth with kindness. Okay. But create that boundary. There's nothing wrong with that. Teamwork, connection, sharing, supporting. Yes, that's all well and good. Sharing and supporting each other also means that they respect your boundaries. So if you're having that problem with the boundaries, talk it out. And it will actually probably bring you into a better relationship with them, right? So, maybe they don't know your creative side. Maybe this is something that you do on the side. You don't really want to tell everybody, but the only way to get anywhere is to tell people about your stuff. So let it out. Let them know. And that'll probably build you guys' relationship more, with your group of people that you work with. Alright, so for the tarot cards for the rest of the reading, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, we have the Two of Chalice, and we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Alright, so the Eight of Swords, when it's upright, there is well, actually, you can even see it right here. This woman feels lost. She is hopeless. She has got her, head is buried in her, arms, and she is head is on her knees, and she's crying, and she's trapped, right? It looks like she's behind bars, aka the swords, but all she needs to do is look up, stand up, and walk over, and everything is under control. And that's where you're at. You know what you need to do. Like, literally, you're going to be able to fall right out of that. You don't feel trapped in your own head about the situation, which is good. And that is going to not lead, but right here, the kinship is the Two of Chalices. This is like emotional unity. Like, once you start breaking away this barrier and having the conversation that you need to have, it's not a pretty conversation, but it needs to happen. I mean, don't be rude, but But this will build, because if they don't know what's going on, then they'll never know, right? So you got to break down that boundary, and create another boundary, right? Then that'll actually help bring in a friendship through it. Maybe they're into the same thing you are, and if you don't ever talk about it, you'll never know. And then the Wheel of Fortune is pretty much the same, backwards and forwards, upside down, and all that jazz. So it's literally the Destiny card. So whatever transpires is going to be a continuation towards your future. So let's see. So you finally get that all squared away, and now you are buddy-buddy with everybody. You got a kinship, you got your creativity, you got your side thing going on. What's going to happen? You're going to have great emotional fruition. Happiness. So, but you have to do the hard work first, okay? You have to get this squared away first for this to be a completion, okay? So, it's going to be an interesting month. I mean, it's going to be up to you where you're going to want to take it, but I definitely feel that once you talk to your boss, your opportunities are going to change around, and you're going to build this wonderful relationship with your friends and your coworkers and all that stuff, and it's going to really help open you up. If you are into any of the arts, you're a writer, you're an artist, maybe you can, maybe someone wants you to do a portrait for them or something, but you don't know until you tell people what you actually do, right? So this could be an outcome card, but you have to do the work first, okay? You know that you're not trapped. It's not, you have the opportunity to get out of this situation, and you know that. So let's work towards the happiness, and continue to work on your creativity. You definitely have something going on for you, okay? All right, that is it. A little bit of a doozy. It always seems to be the last pile that tends to be the doozy one. So if you liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up, blah, blah, blah. If you have not yet subscribed, today could be the day. And I hope you join me next month when we do our April monthly pick a card reading. But until then, I will see you all later. Okay? Bye.